Hi, I'm Fred.
I'm Debbie.
And I'm Deanna.
And you're watching Word of Mouth.
All life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret.
I saw Liza's at the Palace tonight.
It starts with kind of there's a 12-piece orchestra on stage, and you kind of hear the opening chords of New York, New York.
The curtain opens and she's just posed and the place goes crazy.
And she just basically sang a bunch of songs and kind of talked in between some of the songs. And it was like a musical review, kind of reminded me of like vaudeville or, you know, Broadway in the 1940s maybe.
I've always been a fan of Liza. I think she's a great talent. I think she's a wonderful entertainer.
I had seen her in Cabaret. That's one of my favorite musicals of all time.
Oh, I don't know if I would call myself a fan. I certainly appreciate her. I do think she's an American icon, but you know, you got to appreciate what she brings to the party.
I think her voice is lovely. I don't think it's the sweetest voice I've ever heard, but she sells a song with such emotion and such strength that you can't help but get wrapped up in it.
The first and second act are very different. The first act is her pretty much by herself on stage.
It was all about the music and singing her songs.
After every number in Act 1, there was a standing ovation. The show just never went on. They were standing, they sat down. She finally kept saying, "We've got a lot to go, don't get up."
The bulk of Act 2 was a tribute to her godmother, a woman named Kay Thompson. Her godfather was Ira Gershwin, her godmother is Kay Thompson, who's she wrote the Eloise books.
I did know Kay Thompson from the Eloise, and she talks about that. I did not know Kay Thompson as the actress in Funny Face. I did not know her as the cabaret singer.
She had a nightclub act in 1948.
I guess she saw Kay Thompson's act when she was a kid, and it's almost like she wanted to recreate it. It was Kay Thompson and the Williams brothers.
The energy kind of increased, and she's, you know, sweating up a storm and dancing all over the stage as much as a 62-year-old can do, and it's fun.
It wasn't as smooth to me as Act 1 had been. The songs were all wonderful, the harmonies were wonderful, but it just seemed disjointed.
I liked the second act. You know, she just kind of told stories, and I felt like I could relate to her.
I thought the connection, for me, was stronger in Act 1 when there was no interruption. It was just dialogue and singing and dialogue and singing.
I had no idea who Kay Thompson was, but now I'm completely interested, and I want to go home and look her up on the internet because I'm totally fascinated by who she is.
She closed Act 2 with New York, New York.
Everybody's standing right before New York, New York, and I'm saying, it's not over. You know she's going to sing it. And sure enough, she sang New York, New York, and the crowd went wild.
New York, New York was amazing. She really belted it out and drew it out to, you know, she kept it going on, and everyone was just standing, and complete standing ovation in the whole house.
She came back with Billy Stritch, who's been with her forever, and you always hear about them doing things together. And they did Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Which, of course, her mother sang in Meet Me in St. Louis. And that was just a really sweet moment, you know, in December in New York to hear Liza Minnelli sing that song. I actually got a little choked up. I thought that was really special.
You could tell at the end of every song she kind of looked like she was exhausted and kind of making fun of herself and her age. But she didn't seem like, during the song or, you know, during it, she didn't seem like she was exhausted. I thought she was completely on point. And I thought her voice was great.
It was really a lot of fun. She was very energetic. She looked great. It was a love fest. To be perfectly honest, it was a love fest.
It's sort of beyond critiquing, really. It's Liza Minnelli, you know what I mean? She is such a living legend that it's just hard to even pick apart.
She's an icon. She's a legend on Broadway, and it was just an honor to go see her.
She was just fun. She was vibrant.
It was Liza Minnelli at the Palace.
When I think of like entertainers today, whether it's, you know, like pop singers and stuff, they couldn't do what she did tonight at all.
I think she is one of those performers, one of those entertainers that doesn't need a show behind her to entertain and wow a crowd.
I was not disappointed at all. I felt like she did such an amazing job. Her voice, her dancing, everything was great.
She can still wow an audience. She can still just make you smile and stand up and clap a lot.
It's, you know, Liza Minnelli for 19 performances in New York City, go. You know, you'd be silly not to.